I don't even know where to start with this film. It's such an obvious example of a MacGuffin chasing, things are happening, don't think about it too much kind of movie. The dialogue is flat and expositional for the most part. You spend more time being just told how everyone's feeling and being shown all of the important information when it's convenient to the writer, rather than the film taking any amount of time to actually explore the ideas. It's clunky and clumsy and makes so many gigantic logical leaps with very few explanations when it's actually needed. No one really learns anything or builds towards anything. Things just happen and then it eventually ends. It opens up with a crazy CG action scene right out of the gates. It's oversaturated, randomly detailed, visually busy, and in my opinion just disorientating. We see Stephen and the, as of now, unnamed newcomer running away from some giant mummy octopus thing and heading straight for the aforementioned MacGuffin book of something or other. When they realise they can't run away from it anymore, they take a second to explain some major plot points in a very "this is a major plot point" tone of voice. Strange explains he must steal this girl's power to save everyone, and never explains why it couldn't just kill him and steal the power from him, but never mind. The girl replies, "But we're friends! You're killing me!" Because, you know, we need to explain that to the audience because we couldn't infer it would probably kill her from the prolonged look of agony on her face. Strange explains the math, saying she can afford to die, and is then promptly skewered and dies himself. This may have been more shocking had it not been really obvious it was going to happen thanks to the trailers. We have a female character does some wire-assisted parkour action scenes, which is weirdly becoming a bit of a trope for Disney Entertainment, and then she opens up a portal to another dimension by mistake that her and now dead Strange get sucked into, and it all turns out to have been a bad dream. Unfortunately, it was Strange's bad dream and we have to keep watching. So he gets dressed, goes to his ex-girlfriend's wedding, and has a chat with the guy from the first Doctor Strange film about his cat dying. After the typical awkward conversations everyone has after a wedding, you wouldn't believe the bad luck of a giant interdimensional space monster just appearing right outside, so he has to run off and fight it. After we have another messy CGI fight, get used to it, they're everywhere, where oddly enough the cape does more work than Stephen, we go for a snack. We get more lame jokes and stilted exposition of the plot stated in a very matter-of-fact kind of way that everyone just kind of accepts at face value. We find out that the monster wanted her, obviously. We find out that she's from another dimension, duh. We find out that she has no control of her powers, you know, like they already told us in the intro. Then we find out she can only open the portals when she's scared, and honestly, it's a wonder new portals don't open every 3.5 seconds. Now we can get the quote-unquote plot going, where they remember that witches also exist and they have magic too, so we can go and ask Wanda if she's still evil after what she did to that town. As it turns out, yes, she is still evil. But now she's also dumb. She makes a slip in saying America's name when Strange hadn't told her, so she just admits she's been doing all the evil, and then decides she's going to start killing people. Oh, sorry. She's going to continue killing people, only now she's going to do it in person. We have an argument about Strange breaking the rules and being a hero, and then her breaking the rules and being the bad guy. Yes, that's exactly how that works. What you did was selfish and evil. You enslaved people's minds and punished them for trying to escape. You were willing to go to war with sword so that you could keep enslaving people and holding on to a delusion based purely on your own self-gratification. And on top of all of that, you tried to morally justify it with the hollow argument of motherly love for children you imagined. Strange made a hard call that gave humanity a chance, and he ended up dying for it. They are not the same thing. Stop pretending. Also, random point, we find her on a small apple orchard, using her hex to make it look wholesome and life-filled. Then when the hex fades away, it's dystopian-looking abandoned farm with dead trees and a red sky. Firstly, where actually is this? I feel like a red sky would draw the attention of the locals or get some kind of anything. Secondly, how did Strange get here without knowing it was all fake? And thirdly, what happened to the people who used to live here? You would hope it was just abandoned before she got there, but seeing what she's willing to do, I wouldn't put it past her to have killed the owners of the land so that she can use this as her evil lair. Anyway, no time to actually discuss the moral ramifications anymore. We need to tell you more about the MacGuffin. We're told that she can rewrite reality as she sees fit, but is for some reason unable to just magic up her kids like she's already been shown to be capable of without the evil MacGuffin, and is destined to rule over or destroy all of existence. But she's not the bad guy because she loves her children. The sorcerers decide that the best course of action is to fortify Carmitage and fight back. This, for some reason, consists of drumming, arming students, and standing on the roof to cast a shield. Now, I don't know a great deal about the limitations of magic in this universe, but could they not hide inside and project the shields past the walls? Could the mirror dimension not be used in a more defensive manner here? I know she breaks out of it later, but could they not have moved everyone into it for a bit? Did they honestly, after all of these untold years of practicing magical knowledge and power, only have the plan of let's give all the students weapons and hope nothing goes wrong? Like, seriously, you knew this was a thing that could possibly happen, but you had no safeguards of any kind in place. Anyway, she unsurprisingly freaks out one of the students, everything goes horribly wrong, and everyone gets brutally murdered by the totally not a bad guy. She corners the hero and explains why it's okay to keep killing people, because, you know, her children, and then starts to steal another child's soul. Luckily, this is where America gets scared enough to open another portal, and not at literally any other terrifying moment she's just endured. We get to see a 30-second flash of how cool this movie could have been, before being thrown back into basically just New York on Earth again. Fun. More plot exposition and MacGuffin discussion leads them to looking for other Doctor Strange, that's how they explained it, not me, so he can help them find the good MacGuffin. On the way to go and find him, they take a stroll down memory lane. No, that's actually what it's called, and it just shows them important stuff we need for the audience. It turns out that Strange loves Christine, just in case you missed all the subtle battering you over the head with it the film's done so far, and America is so freaked out by bugs that she yeeted her parents across the multiverse. You know, as you do. Anyway, it turns out that this Strange is dead here because he keeps doing things to save all life in the universe, and his friend Mordo is now the Sorcerer Supreme. Luckily, this Mordo doesn't hate Strange, but does still want him dead, so he drugs them both and puts Strange on trial for crimes against plot contrivances. We head back to Carmitage so the random sorcerer lady can destroy the evil MacGuffin so that Wong and Wanda can go on another evil MacGuffin hunt and adventure to a magic evil mountain so that they have something to do. Back to the trial of Dr. Stephen Strange, he runs into his ex because of course she had to be here for him to have some kind of emotional drive and to let him know that he screws up everything in every universe. It turns out he's being judged by the worst use of cameos I've ever seen that somehow makes the smartest man alive look like an idiot, canonizes the What If series, and somehow makes Captain Marvel even less interesting. They explain to him that he screws up everything in every universe, and then Professor Xavier shows up and tells him that they killed him just for the lols. During this judgment, the totally not a bad guy or a threat shows up and immediately proves that she is both a bad guy and a serious threat by totally undermining the Illuminati in the most embarrassingly short fight scene put to film since Raiders of the Lost Ark. He's told exactly where to find the good MacGuffin that will save the day, has a bit of a punch-up with Mordo and then just kind of leaves. We need another fight scene, I guess, and then heads off to regroup with his friends. They have a semi-creepy scene with Wanda chasing them through some kind of sewer tunnel thing, which hints at the fun direction the film could have gone in, but never mind. They find the secret door that can only be opened with the watch that Christine gave Strange in the memory he had because Strange loves Christine, just in case you missed that. They go to pick up the good MacGuffin, but it gets instantly destroyed because drama. Then Wanda mind controls America to open a portal, throws Strange and Christine through it, and then takes America and herself back to the evil mountain so that she can steal America's powers. Did you notice the problem with that scene, or was it just me? She doesn't need to kill the girl to jump between dimensions. She can already control the power while it's still in America. Most of the killing and threat of death here is entirely unwarranted. Oh yeah, but her kids might get ill, so she needs to kill America. Got it. The dimension that Christine and Strange were sent to has been destroyed by some wibbly-wobbly multiverse stuff. But it's fine because another other Strange, again, blame the movie, not me, is totally still alive and also not evil. I'm lying, of course he's evil. After revealing a super janky CGI eye in his forehead, they have a weird CGI fight ripped straight out of an as-of-yet unreleased video game. Strange wins, of course, the good one, obviously, and then Sam Raimi just drops all pretenses and goes full Evil Dead by having Strange dreamwalk into the dead version of himself from the beginning. Again, that would have been more surprising had it not been in the trailer. This would have been a great bit had it not been for the weird evil demon things. This scene was already going to be silly and over the top enough, it didn't need this. But no, Zombie Strange overpowers some souls of the damned with the help of Christine with a magic flamethrower. I promise I'm not just making things up. And turns them into wings so that he can fly to the evil mountain and fight Wanda. Luckily, it takes a very long time to rip someone's superpowers out of their body, so America is still alive when he gets there. While Wanda has a little fight with Strange's new monster friends, he goes over and tells Dumbo he doesn't need the magic feather. The power was in him all along. Sorry, wrong script. The power was in her all along, and now she has complete control over her abilities and can punch people with magic interdimensional starfish. But even that is not enough to defeat the Scarlet Witch. The only thing powerful enough to bring her down is the opinion of young boys. She finally realizes that the exact thing everyone has been telling her the whole film is indeed correct. This absolutely does not undermine the "she's corrupted by the evil MacGuffin" narrative that they've been claiming, nor does it in fact confirm she was evil and just wanted to kill people for her own selfish means. So Wanda is dead. America is going to stay at Carmitage after seeing how well defended it was. Stephen has learned to bow to Wong because character growth, I think, and everything can go back to normal. I am so sick and tired of turn your brain off movies. There was so much potential for this to be an awesome reality-skipping tense horror adventure. As I said at the start, it's just a stuff happens movie. Big CGI action scenes to start off so things can happen. Fight randomly starts outside the wedding so things can happen. Big fight at Carmitage so things can happen. The Illuminati get involved so things can happen. Strange runs into himself for a fight so things can happen. He possesses a zombie of himself so things can happen. I didn't expect it to be the smartest movie I'd ever seen, but I'd hoped it was at least fun. This feels like some interesting ideas half-assedly done and strung together with flat storytelling. And after watching this, I understand Wanda stands even less. If you honestly think she's up there with the sympathetic, understandable, and relatable villains, you may need help. Now get out of my box fort.